Hello, everybody. This is Professor Hall, and this is a quick syllabus video. I feel like sometimes this document is overlooked, but basically this is my contract with you and your contract with me about how this class is going to function, all right? So this lays out the groundwork for what's going to be happening for the next 4 weeks. If there's ever a dispute when it comes to grading or assignments or anything like that, this is the first document I'm going to go to. This is the first document admin's going to go to. So this is a very important document, and we're going to walk through it right now. So again, this is for DM102, the history of global cinema. It says it right up there at the top. This is a winter session 2026. The section number for this particular course is 69294, and it says it's an asynchronous course, which basically means there's going to be no FaceTime for any of us, right? This is going to be you pacing yourself out, working on the assignments based on the due dates that I give you for the modules, all right? My contact information is right there at the top left, and it has my email address. If you do need an appointment to speak to me, we will do it via Zoom, and that Zoom will be a recorded Zoom. So if you need to talk to me about something, we can definitely set that up. A very important note, which I have said in many of my videos for this particular winter session, this is a 4-week course that covers 16 weeks of content, which means it moves very, very fast. You're going to need to set aside some time to work on this course daily. I think it's going to be a 2-hour a day, at least 6-day a week kind of endeavor. If you want to keep up with the course, you have to stay organized and follow the schedule in order to be successful. So it's laid out for you right there. There's a course description, and that first course description is my description of the course, all right? The student learning outcomes that you see below, there's 3 of them. Those are actually from the course catalog and the official course outline based on what we're supposed to accomplish during the next 4 weeks in this class. And then the course catalog right here that you see, the course catalog description, that is actually from the official course outline, and it should be in the course catalog as well, kind of giving you an idea about what you signed up for. That's what you should have read. All right. Moving on, what this course is not. This course isn't a casual movie watching class. Many of the films we study are historically important, stylistically experimental, or culturally significant, or all of the above, right? So these aren't kind of what films you might kind of pick to hang out and watch with your friends on a Friday night. These films come from different eras. They had different techniques that they were using. I'm not asking you to like every film. I just want you to engage with the film and try to understand how it was made, why it was made that way based on when it was made, right? What decade it was made on, how old it is, kind of, and how it reflects kind of the culture of the time based on where in the world it was made, all right? So we are going to critically analyze cinema in this class so that it kind of helps you become a better movie watcher. It'll make films much more interesting once you kind of know how they're actually made, kind of getting a peek behind the curtain, so to speak. And in this course, we are going to analyze film through a production lens, meaning we are going to take how the film was made and kind of analyze how that makes our movie as a whole. You do not need filmmaking experience to be successful in this class, all right? Not that type of course. But we are going to look at these elements, the story and the structure of the story, how the film is organized. We're going to look at the cinematography of the film. So that's the framing, the lighting, the camera movement. And under cinematography, we're also going to include like production design, hair and makeup, wardrobe, anything visual that ends up on the screen, because we just don't have the time to kind of break down any more than what we have on this list. Sound design, so the music, the sound effects, when there's silence, when there's not, the atmosphere, the way they set it all up with sound. We're going to look at acting and acting performance choices, and we're going to look at editing. Your job is to kind of identify what you see and hear and explain how these elements function in the film. That's going to be kind of the goal each week. Communication. Right up here, it says that I get back to you within 48 hours. I'm probably going to be getting back to you much faster than that. It usually is, especially since this is a 4-week course. The best way to reach out to me is going to be via email. There is a Canvas inbox on your Canvas navigation page. It's on your left-hand side. That's the easiest way to get me an email. It pops right into my email and I see it. Another way that you can use is there's an app called Pronto. There is a page on Pronto in course information. Pronto is going to work more like almost like texting. So you don't need my phone number or anything like that. You're going to put the course in, and then I have it set up on my phone. And if you send me a message, it actually pops up on my phone, and I will see it sooner than some emails. All right. The other thing that, the other thing it says in the communication, just to reiterate it, that if we have a Zoom meeting, it's going to be recorded. So that way there's like a record of what you said and what I said and kind of how we came to agreement or an understanding of whatever it was you needed to kind of discuss. All right. The deadlines are very firm. This class moves too fast. It states it right there. I'm not going to be opening up modules, opening up quizzes, opening up discussion boards because you lost track of time or had some technical issue or something like that. There's also no extra credit in this course, but there is some stuff that I do that helps you when it comes to the point total. So we'll talk about that on a different video. Technology requirements. You need access to the internet. It's best to do this on a computer and possibly a tablet would work okay. But you do need access to the internet. Doing this on a phone would be very tricky, but I guess it's possible. You want to be using the latest version of Firefox or Chrome. If you do have any problems logging in or anything like that, Canvas has a 24/7 kind of hotline. And here's the number right here. So if you are having trouble logging in, Canvas isn't working for you, something like that, it's very important that you download this syllabus because you might not be able to log into Canvas or see it. And the phone number is right here in the syllabus. So download it. On syllabus, or excuse me, on our Canvas classroom or in our Canvas classroom, on the homepage, there is also a link to this Canvas support. So that's another way that you can get to them. If you're able to get inside Canvas, but like an assignment's not working or something's not working for you, you can reach out to these people and they are very helpful. Excuse me. Here's our attendance policy right here. The biggest thing to know here is that we have an assignment on day one. It's called the Getting to Know You discussion board. It says in module week 1 assignment. It's due at the end of the day on day 1, which is January 5th by 11:59 p.m. If you don't do this discussion board, then I'm considering you a no-show, which means I drop you. So you want to make sure that you get that down and done so that you don't get dropped from the course and then have to reach back out to me to get back in. All right. This is some stuff you can kind of read on your own, the disability statement and the Title IX statement. It's all very important information that you should understand. And the next thing I'm going to hit is AI use policy in my course. You may use AI tools in this class as long as your work remains original, accurate, and clearly your own. AI may help you think through ideas, explore film concepts, or revise your writing. You want to use it responsibly. You want to write your assignments in your own voice, not let AI do it. So we're not going to be like copying the prompt from Canvas, putting it into ChatGPT or whatever else you might use, and then having it generate an answer based on some, you put the film title in and things like that. I want to hear your opinions about what I'm asking you. So do not copy and paste using AI generated content. If you do use AI, I want you to cite that you're using AI assistance at the end of your submission. Okay? Make sure all analysis reflects your personal understanding of the films that we watch. So again, required citation. AI assistance. I use ChatGPT to clarify the definition of the French New Wave to help rephrase a sentence. All writing analysis are my own. So I need you to state it. The district does have an AI policy. If we find out that you are just copying and pasting and this work just isn't your work, then there's an academic integrity policy that we'll reference, and there would be consequences to that. All right? So make sure that we're not doing that. The next thing you'll find on the syllabus is just a schedule of our course, week 1 through week 16. You'll notice week 1 and week 2 are highlighted. I'll briefly mention it here, but I'll also talk about it in the points video. Those 2 modules are required, but I consider them bonus points. So again, I'm not going to open up modules for you. I'm not going to open up assignments for you if you miss them. But those 2 first modules, get those 2 done, and they act as like a 2-module buffer. So if you have a rough week 1 week and you can't get done all the work and get your discussion board in and everything, right? Then you have this buffer that basically covers 2 modules. So there could be up to 2 modules that you have a rough time finishing and don't get the work in, and then you know, you have a little safety net. So I'll talk about that a little bit more in how you earn your points video. The rest of the course syllabus talks about grading, so I will hit that in another video. So hopefully you found this informative. Again, download the syllabus from the syllabus page so you have a copy on your computer or wherever you store your stuff. And if you have any questions about any of this, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'll talk soon.